one was 16 years ago, or 15 years ago this March, by the way. NCAA South Regional in Jacksonville at Veterans Memorial Coliseum. Despite Raheem Buckles scoring 20, Cal won 77-62.
And Cal's going to get the first foul. Blackshear with the foul after Hadley chases down the tip and puts foul number 1 on Blackshear with only 4 seconds into this game.
Inbounds to Hadley. Here's Edwards. Out front to Scott. Louisville will look to create tempo early. Here's Hepburn, fresh off the 37 on Saturday. Went back to Scott. There's a turnover. Ball rolls out. Collected by Hepburn. Chucky from behind the line. Spins out. Sissoko, the rebound.
So that's the first 3 he's missed in the last 2 games is what we're saying.
Here's the Cal lineup. Keep an eye on 0. The freshman Jeremiah Wilkinson has had a terrific rookie campaign for second-year head coach Mark Madsen. Javon Blackshear dumps down to Sissoko. Double team quickly. Here is Wilkinson out front with 8 to shoot against Hepburn. A little hezzy and got to the lane. Couldn't finish. Rebound by Hadley. Look at the Cardinal 5 for Pat Kelsey. Here is Scott.
Who is that masked man?
Yeah, Edwards for 3. Cards on the board.
That's a guy that's kind of going under the radar. He's really been pretty strong this year on both ends of the court.
He absolutely has. Coach Kelsey gave him a lot of the credit for their increased defensive effort. And after they had a team meeting talking about that, it wasn't Coach Kelsey, it was the team recognizing they needed to be better on the defensive end.
And they are.
10 to shoot for Javon Blackshear. Jab step 3, good. Cal in front, or tied on the 3-pointer by Blackshear. It's his 51st of the year.
And Petrides actually got that first foul. It was not on Blackshear, so good to see him staying out of foul trouble 4 seconds into the game.
Yep.
However, Petrides will be in the mix.
Rain Smith, a front rim miss. Sissoko, a rebound. Monty Sissoko, the numbers from his career at East Lansing to what he's doing in Berkeley, a stark contrast. Is he's been a nice fit for what Mark Madsen wants to do at the offensive end, and he has been a weapon on the glass. 3-ball Wilkinson. Missed badly, and caroms away, and here is Terrence Edwards. Sun Belt Player of the Year a season ago at James Madison, and he's had a great year here. Scott, a 3. And another rebound for Sissoko.
And that's not Scott's strength. However, Pat Kelsey loves him so much. He gives him the leeway to take a couple of those just to make sure that he stays confident in this game.
Blackshear for the lead, and it bounces in.
Now, this is the Blackshear that we've heard about. This is the best shooter on this team. We hear them talking about it. We haven't seen it in person, but off to a great start here.
And this is their 4th trip back and forth, so I think they made some adjustments.
Rain Smith, a 3 rattled out and slapped around by Scott. Out of bounds. It'll go to the Bears. And Mark Madsen, who turned 49 on January the 28th, is of course, 2-time world champion in his playing career. The Mad Dog, 26 wins in the last 2 years. And he's got 96 in his career. He did a wonderful job at Utah Valley, by the way. He was a WAC Coach of the Year, won the regular season twice. When Jim Knowlton, the AD, hired him to replace Jared Haas.
Yes.
Or no, not Jared Haas. Jared Haas was at Stanford. When Jim Knowlton brought him, Jared Haas played at Cal before he transferred to Kansas back in the day. He got a really good basketball coach, despite Corey being educated at the rival.
Well, that's the interesting part. He is a Stanford-educated guy. Petrides gets the putback, the offensive rebounding, which, of course, is a strength of the Cal Bears and was a strength of Mark Madsen, especially during his time at Stanford.
Edwards has got his second 3. So Terrence Edwards got all 6 of Louisville's points here in the first 3 minutes and change.
But a part of that is Pat Kelsey told us earlier, it's interesting to see how teams take on the personality of their coach. And, of course, Mark Madsen, who played so hard, was a great offensive rebounder, got to the free throw line. Those happen to be the strengths of the Cal Bears.
Stojakovic, a 3-ball. Bounces away. Petrides gives chase, and here's Hadley on the run. Back for Hepburn. Chucky working on Wilkinson. Edwards has had the hot hand lately. He'll tee up another one. Nope. Offensive foul. Abubakar Traore. And that'll be his first. That's the first on the cards. And so the turnover sends it to the Bears.
It's important Cal gets off to a pretty good start, which they have. They've hit a couple and they've contained the defense a little bit. So this is a good start for them.
4 minutes into this first half. There's a double team on Blackshear. Sissoko well out to collect it. Well, Traore is a weapon, isn't he? Here's Sissoko, one dribble, strong to the basket. Couldn't finish, kept alive by Hadley.
Great job by Traore getting over and really stopping that freight train of Sissoko coming down the paint.
Edwards, quick pass for Hadley.
Hadley recognizing, going back to the basket, not going.
But this guy is on 24 hours a day. He is just relentless, and he's detailed, he's organized. He's a winner.
That's high praise coming from the Hall of Famer.
Yep.
And I will agree with you, but one of the things I love about his shoot-arounds, everyone is involved. He has me wanting to get off the bench and think I can play again, and we all know that's no longer the case.
He's not that desperate. Here's Hepburn, sliding foul line, and everything that was going in Saturday is rimming out here on Wednesday.
Not surprising. That happens to players.
Wilkinson. Bears leading by 2, Jeremiah 3, and that's off the mark. Look at Sissoko with 3 white shirts around him, battle to the end.
But that was one of the things Coach Kelsey told us about. They were going to have to double team him on box outs. Not when he catches the basketball, but they're going to have to send multiple bodies at Sissoko. And as Dort comes into the game, it's similar. It's going to be similar treatment with him. He basically said they're the same guy, and both of them, of course, massive. The size advantage against the Cards.
They had everybody on the boards. That's what they're going to do.
So you see Marty Sissoko sit down. 34 in the blue is Lee Dort from Dallas, the Vanderbilt transfer. And here's Chucky Hepburn against Blackshear. Kenai Roos wears 9 for the Cards. He's checked into the lineup for the first time to replace Traore. Scott holding on the ball with 5 to shoot. Gets it back for Edwards. He'll fire for 3 on Stojakovic. Roos punched it out, but right to Andre.
But this is the second time that the Bears have had numbers and not taken advantage of. Give the Cards great credit for getting back and setting their defense.
Blackshear a 2. That's good. Javon Blackshear's got 8 of Cal's 10.
Great start for Blackshear.
Sure is. Here's Hepburn winding through. Roos is not a particularly strong three-point shooter, just 26%.
And the Cards are getting a lot of threes and not getting much going to the basket, which is something that they usually do.
Hadley trying to bully in Stojakovic. And look at Petrides, Corey, fighting for it. Couldn't hang on to it. Now Hadley, the stick back. And the foul is on Rydas Petrides.
And we talked about he was being the mix. That's the second foul on Petrides. He got the first one 4 seconds into the game. And you know he's going to be involved in all the physical play that goes on in the paint, which, of course, now Mark Madsen with a tough decision. Does he take him off the floor with 13:41 remaining?
So here is Hadley at the line, the 5th-year player from St. Paul, Minnesota. The first one is good. Don't forget, full coverage. You've already seen a lot of it today from Greensboro. Tomorrow, nothing but net. Headlines another busy 4-game day at the Ally ACC Women's Tournament, where already today we have seen Virginia win, Boston College win, and also Clemson, Corey, have advanced.
So Virginia won and Syracuse didn't, right?
Do we have to bring that up?
No, I mean, I was just asking the question. I didn't see the games, so I was just asking Wes questions.
Let's talk about Petrides getting those early, too. You take him out, but it's so far to go, you probably give him a little rest, talk to him, and then get him back in. Some coaches, when you get 2, you're out for the whole half. I never coached like that.
No, you absolutely didn't. You allow guys to play with 3 in the first half, but I do believe you have to get Petrides back in at some point.
I think so.
That's what Mark Madsen was worried about right there. Live ball turnovers for his Bears team. Here's Hepburn sliding all the way through and back inside, and he'll flip it to Scott. Caught it and put it back up, and will draw the foul.
And Scott mishandling that. That would have been his 67th dunk of the season, which he's second nationally, but didn't handle the pass correctly. Now has to go see if he can get those 2 points at the free throw line.
First foul on Dort, Coach.
Almost a travel. I mean, it was close. He fumbled it enough
That should have been an easy catch and finish for Scott, who normally is shorthanded, but playing with that mask. And again, looking down to the floor, who knows if that actually obstructs his vision at all, because it does protrude from his face. You see the nose comes out, has a broken bone above his lip.
Yeah, it's a Hannibal Lecter lookalike.
A little bit.
Yeah.
A little bit. Needs the gate on the front, though.
Clarice. Second one bounces away.
Offensive rebound.
Yep. And now all of a sudden, we're going to do a little bit of housework here on the shot clock.
Yeah, should have reset to 20 seconds, so now it should be at 16.
Let's see, Lee Cassell, Ted Valentine.
Teddy.
If 4 seconds went off of a 30-second reset, then it should be at 16.
And Teddy's going to take full advantage of this to just make sure everybody knows he's here reffing tonight.
I just want to make sure everyone knows the voice of Jim Boeheim versus the voice of Corey Alexander.
I love Teddy.
You show it. Uh-oh.
Tell you what, Dort challenged the lob. Bears lead by 1. Spencer Mahoney is the 6'9" freshman from Brooklyn who's in the game. And there's the runner by DJ Campbell. Noah Waterman the rebound. This ball game does not have a lot of conversions, but it's got a lot of physicality.
Another offensive rebound by Dort.
And Roos misses on the 3. Waterman the rebound. And the foul is going to be on Spencer Mahoney. The freshman from Brooklyn, transferred from Washington State, averaging about 5 minutes a game against the ACC. Hands Cal their 4th foul.
Good to see Waterman jump right back up.
Yeah.
Going to have to deal with that left ankle.
He definitely jammed it a little bit.
Yeah, chasing offensive rebound.
So Terrence Edwards has come back. Rain Smith goes out. He's kind of hobbling. Goodness.
Terrence Edwards has the only field goals made for the Cards.
Yeah.
He's made 2 threes. Everything else of them has been from the free throw line.
Here's Hepburn for Waterman. He's not scared to launch it. Into a double team with Tucker and then thrown away. Nice play by Campbell.
Yeah, great rotation by Campbell, recognizing and anticipating.
And the drive, he couldn't finish.
Cal's missing a great opportunity here to get ahead because Louisville's not making anything. This is the time when you're on the road, you got to make those shots.
Hepburn, off balance, missed everything.
And Hepburn was trying to draw a foul on that possession. Tucker was signaling to the officials that there was a flop on that one, but it ends up being an air ball out of bounds as Tucker gets a hand in there. This ginormous jumbotron up here showing it to the crowd, who is not pleased at all with the no call.
So not the referee's best friend, that jumbotron.
No, it's not.
Christian Tucker playing in the ball game, wears 22. So some deep reserves off Mark Madsen's bench here in the first 9 minutes of this game. Here's Campbell. Cal leading by a point. Stojakovic, the shot fake. Oh, nice pass. Back to Andre. Layup good. First points for the sophomore from Carmichael, California.
Oldest play in the book, Coach. The old give and go. Great job moving without the basketball by Stojakovic.
Edwards. Cal leading by 3. Edwards shoots for the tie. 9 for Terrence Edwards.
Edwards with all of the field goals. 3 or 4 from beyond the three-point arc. Every field goal made for the Cards is to credit of Terrence Edwards.
Tucker. Here's Mahoney. Stojakovic with 15 to shoot for Dort. Now Campbell. Mahoney a 3 from long range. Tapped around. Edwards the rebound.
And the crowd up encouraging the Cards on the defensive end, recognizing how important it is to get a stop.
Oh, what a scooping score.
Happens, but you don't want to think that way.
Sure.
But in Smith, with him and Smith having all his family here for the first time,
right?
Those two guys are, they're thinking about that a little bit.
Sure. Cards in front by 2 and a drive by Campbell and a kick for Wilkinson. Jeremiah is scoreless so far. Almost halfway through the opening 20.
But recognize who's guarding him. It's Edwards. And Pat Kelsey told us.
Dort to work. Lee Dort in one. Oh, my goodness. It almost burned up on re-entry as it dropped in the bucket.
It really did, and he has all reason to flex on that one. And I'm not sure that Dort sees a lot of double teams, but as he catches this one under the basket, Chucky Hepburn coming down, and the double team is there. Fortunate to get we won't even call that a fortunate bounce. We'll call that a fortunate release.
Prayer answered. That's what that was.
Waterman, the foul, his first. Dort, who's a 58% free throw shooter.
But look at that graphic.
Yeah.
66% of their points, 49.4 points per game, come from either in the paint or the free throw line. That shows it's not a very good shooting team.
Hepburn on the drive. Feeds Traore. Kadir on the board with his first points. Cards back in front of point at 16-15. Stojakovic trying to free himself from Hadley. Boy, Cards are excellent against the man pressure here. 6 to shoot for Wilkinson. Look at the switch. Deep three. Off the back rim, Hepburn the rebound.
Wilkinson hasn't been able to get into the painted area at all.
Hepburn a three from the front. Short, and the run down by Campbell. Changes direction in traffic, fall away on Waterman, too strong. Dort the rebound, put it on the floor, and draws the foul. Foul going to be inside on Terrence Edwards, his first third on the Cards.
And this is the way you have to attack the bigs of Cal. They've got great size. Traore going over the top. Stojakovic coming off a career-high 4 blocks last time out. Contesting, but no match with Traore at the rim.
How many shooting guards block 4 shots in a game? That's highly unusual.
I'll tell you what, I don't think his dad ever blocked 4 shots.
No, he didn't.
That
well,
was
he
not
never.
his strength.
He never got close enough to the basket.
Lee Dort, Lee Dort, who had the three-point play a moment ago, is at the line now for 2. He had 5 in the game Saturday against Boston College, and he's got his 5th straight game of at least 4 here tonight.
Well, and you think about how Mark Madsen trusts him to come in, and the job of the bigs for Cal isn't to be scorers. It is to put pressure on the opposing teams. When a shot goes up, make sure you have to have multiple bodies to keep them off the offensive glass. Go get multiple possessions. But what they both do relatively well is make free throws when they get their opportunities.
And that's a big part of it. You get those opportunities there and you miss them with just empty trip.
Right.
So those are big.
Mount Sissoko has come back into the game, by the way, to replace Dort. Cal back in front of point at 17-16. Hepburn on the drive and turned over.
And once again, Cal has numbers. They take advantage of it.
Wilkinson stepped out of bounds.
And the answer is no. That's the 3rd time in this first half, Coach. We've seen them with a 5-on-4, and they get nothing out of the possession.
Do you know how long that out-of-bounds line has been there?
Since the game started.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And guys still step out. And it's something I explode when that happens. I mean, it was a fault of mine. I would take even good players out of the game because they did that. It's inexcusable.
Here is Scott.
And they're not guarding him.
Oh, I love the no call on that one.
Yep.
Teddy Valentine right on top of it.
Crowd here erupted. Valentine did not blow the whistle. Edwards, shot fake, 3 over Mahoney, rims out. And here's the rundown, Blackshear, and now at the other end, Mahoney. And Sissoko follows the miss.
But how about Sissoko not assuming that the bucket will be made, continuing to run the floor?
And a really good defensive play to get that opportunity.
Yes, absolutely. Chucky with the block.
Yeah.
Edwards shoots to tie and does.
He has been the entire offense, it seems, for Louisville throughout this game. 5 field goals for Edwards. 4 of them from beyond the three-point arc.
At the other end, a bad miss by Mahoney. But a moment ago,
35 remaining.
Yeah.
Now, how do you have to coach him for the remainder of this half?
I just think you got to let him play. If he gets it, he gets it. You know, he can help them get a little better position at halftime, and that's what you want to do.
You got 3 guards out there for Mark Madsen.
Great
There's
play
another 3 for Terrence Edwards.
Right out of the timeout, they get right to him, and he knocks it down.
Yeah, Pat Kelsey recognizing where the hot hand is. Edwards has all but 1 field goal for the Cards this evening.
He's got now 5 threes and 17 points. And a foul on Louisville will be on Traore.
As Coach mentioned, coming out the timeout is a set play to be able to get Edwards a look. And the mistake is when the guy's already made 4 threes, you can't go under the screen.
No.
You cannot give him that space. You got to be there, chase him, make him go over the top, force him inside the 3-point line.
3-point lead now for the Cards. Blackshear got off to a hot start. He had 8 quick ones for Cal. Now he'll try and drive Scott to traffic. Now Wilkinson, the lefty, 3, and he's fouled by Edwards, and he'll get 3 free throws. So Terrence Edwards Jr. draws his second. That's the 5th now on the Cards with 6:50 to go in the first half.
And that's a huge foul because Pat Kelsey's told us their defense took a tremendous leap forward when Terrence Edwards took it personally, started to become that defensive stopper. They put him on the opposing team's best perimeter player. The reason why he's taken the challenge of guarding Wilkinson, who's been averaging 20 points a game since he got into the starting lineup 11 games ago.
So Wilkinson hits the first of the 3 free throws. 2 more to go for the freshman from Powder Springs, Georgia.
And this is the kind of thing that can kind of loosen him up and get him going. Make a couple free throws. That'll loosen him up. Maybe he'll get something going on offense.
Substitutions, Waterman and Hepburn back real quick here. Remind you of the lineup tomorrow on ACC Network from the Ally ACC Women's Tournament. You see that middle screen? You see 11 a.m. Boston College, Carolina. 1:30 Georgia Tech, Virginia Tech. The afternoon session, Virginia Cal. And then Virginia Tech.
That Virginia-Cal matchup, that's me and Roxy Bernstein, baby. Roxy and I used to have our friendly wager.
Edwards the miss. Other way comes Blackshear. Bears and Cards are tied. Petritis for the lead. He missed everything.
You can see that one coming out of his hands. It never had a chance even getting to the rim. And if you're Edwards, just attack him. He's got 2 fouls.
Right.
Yeah.
Hadley a 3. Ring it up.
Somebody else makes one.
I'm surprised Edwards let Petritis off the hook. Recognized, but both playing with 2 fouls. Maybe Edwards didn't want to pick up the offensive foul, being overly aggressive.
Blackshear picked up on the dribble. Here's Campbell. 10 to shoot. DJ on the drive. Blocked by Waterman. Here goes Hadley in the Cards. Hepburn back for Javon Hadley. 5 in a row by Hadley, the Colorado transfer.
They don't want to get into this. They want to slow it down.
And Corey, here's the real difference in this program and from the last 2 years. This environment now is like the 6th or 7th man on the floor for the guys in white.
It's starting to resemble the Louisville that we started coming to when they entered the ACC in 2014-15. This is the environment that was created back then by Rick Pitino, and it started similarly with the defense.
And when you're winning, the fans are a lot more active.
Hadley at the block against Sissoko. Scott couldn't handle it. And over the top goes Campbell. And DJ Campbell will get the first and the 5th against Cal.
Terrence Edwards attacking both players playing with 2 fouls, so Edwards decides not to be overly aggressive. Gets it out to Hadley, way too much space from Sissoko, is able to knock it down. And then Waterman on the other end, denying the opportunity by Campbell, which turns into another bucket for Hadley in transition.
Hepburn out in the middle of the floor. Stojakovic has returned to replace Campbell. Chucky drives through, skips for Waterman. Too strong. Backside rebound for Blackshear. Stojakovic a catch and shoot 3. Off the front rim. Petritis kept it alive. Hadley took an inadvertent hand to the face, I think. That got knocked around, and out of there with it comes Hepburn. Kick back for Edwards. Shot fake, step left, three. Nope, bothered by Stojakovic. 3-on-1. Here's Wilkinson. And Hepburn going to draw the foul. 6th on Louisville and the 1st on Chucky Hepburn.
But the crowd here wanting a call on the last shot. We were blocked off, so don't get much of a chance to see it. Stojakovic coming in. The crowd here is fortunate because if the whistle did blow, that would have been a foul on Edwards for kicking out his leg.
No. And there was a foul going the other way. Fans don't always see those exactly. They kind of see them like coaches. Bad call.
As you watch this again, watch Terrence Edwards kick out the right leg. That is not his natural shooting motion. Fortunately, he did not pick up his 3rd foul on that possession. Even though they're booing, they should be thankful that Teddy Valentine did not blow the whistle.
And Wilkinson missed both free throws. Still a 5-point Louisville lead.
You have to make those free throws, especially on the road. You need those.
And when the crowd is going crazy like they are right now, everything against you, those free throws are the only thing that can calm them down.
Edwards runs it up with the right hand and recovered Stojakovic. And now we got a foul on Edwards. And Sissoko and Mark Madsen goes to get him. Foul on Louisville. And one more look at this Corey again.
But he doesn't kick out, he just steps up. He tries to get up, but in the path of Sissoko, it's going to be a flagrant one. Sissoko gets the technical foul for going back over and approaching Edwards. So it's going to be the flagrant one, which gives Edwards his 3rd foul, takes him out of this first half with 4 minutes remaining, Coach. Yeah. Only the 1st on Sissoko.
Foul, which is why these are being shot first. So we don't have to crisscross the floor unnecessarily. And here's Blackshear. He's going to shoot the free throw.
No, you can't do that. Right. You can't do that. Sissoko has to shoot him. He was the one that was fouled in the flagrant. Right. The technical you can choose, but a good try by Blackshear. Yeah. But they're not going to pull that one off.
It's always tough for a big guy that's a pretty good shooter to go to the line when nobody's around.
And here's the thing, Coach. Those 2 points, those 2 free throws are the first points for Chucky Hepburn. Yeah. Let's see if that gets him going without both of his backcourt mates here. 4 minutes remaining in this first half.
Yeah, and Smith's a big player for Louisville because he spreads the defense. You have to chase him way out there. That opens up some of those driving gaps.
So Petritis, Blackshear, Wilkinson, Sissoko, Stojakovic, original starters for Cal on the floor. Meanwhile, Edwards has gone to the bench. Hadley, Hepburn, Scott, Waterman, and Kenai Roos, the freshman from Washington.
A defensive lineup right now for the Cards, but this lineup absolutely cannot generate points the way that the starting lineup does.
Stojakovic still having a hard time. Sissoko had a crack at the rebound. Here's Stojakovic for 3, and that spins off, and a foul inside.
It's going to be another foul with Sissoko doing the job on the offensive glass, trying to keep him from gaining extra possessions, and he is stacking up the fouls on the Cards, especially on the front line. Look at Sissoko as he continues to work. He's boxing out as though he's on defense, and Hepburn coming in 2 hands. That was a little bit of a love tap.
That kind of a Dennis Rodman move. He just got in there and blocked out before the shot ever went up. And Louisville has 4 guys back there, but one of them still had to push him.
1-and-1 here for Marty Sissoko from Mali, and he knocks down the first one.
And that's an area where Mark Madsen talked to us earlier. He was talking about Sissoko may not be the greatest offensive player, but he gets fouled so much and does a pretty good job at the free throw strike when he gets there taking advantage of his opportunities.
Right around 70%, just south of 70, starting tonight. And wins that one out, so he's 2 of his first 4. It's still a 5-point Louisville lead with 3.5 to go here at the Young Center.
And now zone defensively by Cal. Of course, Coach Madsen knows who's in the building. Mr. Zone himself is going to show off his version.
This is a little different.
It definitely is different.
Here goes Hepburn on the drive, took the contact, and that'll be on Blackshear.
And
That's on the way up.
No, that's definitely on the way up. Eric Lewis signaling early. He's got a great view on that the shot is already on the way up.
Corey, the litigation of the Patriots here is impressive, though.
I tell you what, they are all after it, and you respect that from the fans.
Yeah.
You want them to cheer everything in the favor of their team. Of course, it's our job to be neutral and understand the reality of the situation.
Strong litigation, though.
Yes, it is.
Strong. And Hepburn hits them both. He's got 4 all at the line. It's been a frustrating opening 20 minutes. Chucky's 0 for 4 from the floor. Has missed all 3 of his three-point attempts as well. Stojakovic. Baseline against Waterman. Can't find it again. Andre is 1 for 6 now.
They give Waterman the job. I mean, the credit for doing the job defensively.
Waterman a shot fake. Now a 3. Got it.
That's why he's out there. He can make threes.
And now offensively getting the job done on both ends of the floor. Waterman stepping up with Edwards and Rainsmith both off the floor, making plays on both ends for the Cards.
Waterman 4 of his last 14 from 3. Lead goes to 10 now for the Ville. Feels like a pretty big 2.5 for the Golden Bears. Blackshear with 4 to shoot. On the drive, shot fake in traffic, draws the foul. And it's going to be on James Scott, his first, 9th on the Cards. Pat Kelsey's talked about the defensive turnaround. Tell you what, Louisville's earned their keep on the defensive end here in this first half. Cal is shooting 24% from the floor.
And the reality behind that, the first 13 games is pretty much non-conference and Duke, who they played in December.
Yep.
You look at the last 16 games, that's really the turn of the new year where they've been a new team on the defensive end of the floor.
During the free throws of Javon Blackshear, Katie Kresnick, the Louisville trainer, who's should be getting time and a half for the work she's had to do here this year, was out tending to Chucky Hepburn like the fight doctor in the corner. There's Scott off the Hepburn feed.
And that would be dunk number 67, correct?
Yep.
Second nationally.
And that's a play they worked on today in practice with a little screen away when Chucky drives baseline, wide open dunk.
67 of his 92 field goals are dunks this year. Back to 10, Stojakovic a 3, nope. Roos the rebound.
Cal now 2 of 12 from the, 2 of 13 from the three-point arc, coach. If they were able to knock down a couple of these,
be a different game.
I like how my guys finishing my sentences now. I respect that.
A couple of years together, guys are getting wild, and there goes Scott again. 12-point lead, 70 seconds to go.
You're not winning on the road if you don't cash in some of those threes.
Stojakovic racing through traffic, too strong. Cards might have 2 possessions. Here's Hepburn, screen 3-ball right.
He's not going to miss them all night.
And remember the free throws. You got an opportunity to see the ball go through the basket at the free throw line, and all of a sudden it opens it up from 3.
7-0 run. Wilkinson trying to snap it, cannot. He's only got 3 free throws in this first half.
And the 3-ball is not the answer for the Cal Bears.
No.
At this point, it's 17th in defending the 3 in conference play. Opponents are hitting 39% against Cal in ACC play.
They're very fortunate that Louisville hasn't shot it great either. Only 33%, 4 of 12 for them.
Yep. Hadley a skip for Scott. Here's Hepburn, and that's an offensive foul on Waterman.
They ran it for Chucky. He was going to make that one, too.
That's 10 fouls on Louisville with 10.8 to go. It is of note, if you watch Louisville play, Noah Waterman's been caught more than once on that during the course of the last couple of weeks.
Well, Waterman's physical. He's a physical player. He doesn't mind getting a body on the screen. However, in today's game, you have to allow guys an opportunity to redirect and avoid the screen.
Yep. Here's Wilkinson out front against Hepburn. 5 seconds left to go. Jeremiah, hard drive to the basket, fell off the iron. Sissoko at the horn, blocked by Roos, and that's that.
And it feeds right into the hands of the Cards. They're one of the best in the country at turning your turnovers into points on the other end of the floor.
It's a good
backdoor
play.
cut. There's Stojakovic's second field goal of the ball game.
Yeah, nice execution for the Bears out of the halftime break.
And they needed a bucket right there. Just had to have.
Remember now, you got Edwards on the floor. He's playing with 3. Waterman is out there with 2 fouls. Rain Smith still not on the not available for service. He was listed as questionable at the under 8 mark, and there's a foul on Petritis. That'll be his 3rd on the post move by Noah Waterman.
But I love what Pat Kelsey did on that possession. You seek out the mismatch. Waterman is going to have a height advantage over any of the guards, but then when you have Petritis trying to defend him at the 4 spot, he's able to see over the top, finish through the contact, not only get a bucket, but put the 3rd foul on Petritis, who missed a lot of the first half playing with those 2.
So Waterman's not really a post guy too much, so that's a good bucket for them to get. He's more of a shooter than he is a post-up guy.
And he's got 6 points. Playing at his 4th school, BYU, Detroit Mercy, Niagara, and now at Louisville.
College basketball.
The new world, right, Coach?
Free agency.
Stojakovic, who has really struggled starting the last 6 games coming into tonight following a hip injury and illness. Here's Wilkinson, a pull-up jumper. He's having a frosty night from the floor as well. And Hadley the run out with the rebound. Here's Scott. A couple of dribbles. Now Edwards. And Terrence Edwards working through traffic. Lost the handle on it. Shot fake, and then that ball got kicked with 11 to shoot. They'll reset to 20 and stay with the Cards. Well, we're going to get a long look at Louisville tonight, trying to win for the 8th straight time and for the 18th time in the last 19 games. And they'll need to win tonight to stay even with Clemson, who got 21 from Corey's guy Jay-Z tonight in his homecoming game at Boston College. There's Hepburn dropping the 3. He's now in double figures.
Hepburn starting to see a bigger basket now, knocked down 4 free throws, and then that led to him getting his first 3. And now knocking down his second 3 here to start the second half.
And one of the better point guards in the country, not just in the league, in the country.
Blocked off the window by Scott. Sissoko's recovery wouldn't go.
And Edwards fortunate he got away with one there. Got Sissoko on the left wrist, playing with those 3 fouls. It didn't get called.
Look at Scott set the screen, and then Edwards skip it. Here's Hadley. Terrence Edwards will fire over Stojakovic. And he's got 20.
Even more fortunate he didn't get called for that 4th foul, because he gets to stay on the floor to knock down the 3 ball. And
cheer, but I went with Knipple. I think he's had a great year.
And I don't think anyone will fault you for that one. I think it's going to be tough for Con Knipple on that first team.
Yeah.
You've got a number of other options, as you mentioned, Edwards. You also got to thank Jameer Watkins at Florida State. There are a number of different guys who have had big years. But that 5th spot is going to be interesting. And honestly, in my opinion, I think it's going to come all the way down to Saturday. After Saturday's games, before you can truly vote to see who that 5th first-team member is.
Well, if R.J. Davis has a big game and they beat Duke,
they've been on the run.
He'll be the 5th guy.
They've been on the run at the end of the year, too, right?
Yes.
He'll be the 5th guy.
And by the way, Ian Shefflin's had a terrific finish for Clemson.
Ian Shefflin's had a very strong year. And again, as we talk about all of these awards, it's not only ACC play. It is for the year.
Right.
And I think that's what people have to consider. When you look at this Louisville team, they've only lost 1 game in 2025.
Yeah.
That's the Georgia Tech. So what they've been able to do in 2025 has been amazing. But they had 5 losses in November and December.
Well, and by the way, the race behind Duke, which if you get a win tonight by Louisville, Clemson and Louisville will be neck and neck with Duke, Carolina, obviously Saturday night, Stanford is here. You and I will be here at the Yum Center for that. Clemson has Virginia Tech at Littlejohn. But all of a sudden, you got 3 teams right there at the top who are automatically in the event, regardless of what happens in Charlotte.
But if I'm not mistaken, Louisville has the tiebreaker because they beat Clemson head-to-head.
That is correct.
Okay.
Yeah. Edwards another 3. Stojakovic trying to keep it alive. Scott gives the Cards a second chance.
Okay, WD. If North Carolina's able to beat Duke and they all end up 18-2, and Chucky gets in the lane, and Chucky didn't even hear the whistle. He didn't even hear the whistle. He didn't know he got fouled. He was on his way back defensively after the crafty move where he fooled everyone thinking that he's going to go back out, run offense, gets the bucket, jumps in, and he's going back defensively before he realizes that he'll be going to the free throw line with an opportunity for the and-one.
So Hepburn's got 5 in the half, 12 in the game. And the free throw makes it 13. He's 5 for 5 at the line, by the way.
So to finish my point, if Duke loses at North Carolina, Louisville, Clemson, and the Blue Devils all end up 18-2.
Correct.
Who's the number 1 seed?
Javon Blackshear knocks down the 3. First of all, you're asking me to do math again, which, as you know, is very dangerous.
Well, we know Louisville has the tiebreaker over Clemson. Clemson would then have the tiebreaker over Duke.
Right.
And Duke would have the tiebreaker over Louisville.
It would then go to whoever the 4th place team is. They would go then, since the head-to-heads all end out same, it would then drop down to whoever finishes 4th.
And we don't know who that is because that's going to be a battle between Carolina, SMU, and possibly Wake Forest down the stretch.
Correct.
So we know nothing.
And again, and I'll say this, Corey, we've talked about this intermittently throughout the year. For a league that has taken a beating nationally, the top 3, Jim, legit, and maybe 1 or 2 others could factor into this before we're done in Charlotte.
Well, Duke's going to be number 1, and I love Clemson's team, and this team, you can't really deny what Louisville's done this year.
Campbell a 3, got it. DJ Campbell's 14th 3 of the year is his first bucket tonight, but it is still an 18-point Louisville lead, and that was fumbled out of bounds by Kadir Traore, so it'll go back to the Bears.
Back-to-back 3s for the Bears. After Blackshear knocks down 1, he splits the trap, kicks to the ball side corner. Campbell's able to knock down the corner 3 ball, and then the turnover allowing the Cards to be able to get another bucket as Blackshear starts off the second half the same way he started off the first.
8-0 run by Cal. Here's Hepburn. Into traffic, feeds Edwards. He'll wind back into the lane and score. 22 now for Edwards, 22 now for the junior or 5th-year player, transfer from Atlanta, who played at JMU a year ago where he averaged 17 in the Sun Belt Conference Player of the Year. Campbell, 3 ball. Back rim, too strong. Petritis kept it alive. There goes Wilkinson right back into the lane. Couldn't finish. Sissoko will. Maudie Sissoko's got his second field goal and a half dozen points.
He just stays around that backboard. That's all he's doing.
The 12th offensive rebound for the Bears in this game.
Will factor in the game, and that's not many guys like him.
Now, how many of us are thinking that that could be a possible national championship matchup between them? We are rematch for the main teams we've seen earlier in the second annual SEC ACC challenge.
Yeah, I think it's as likely as any other combination at this point. Blackshear out of the corner for 3. Javon Blackshear now warming up. He's got 8 here in the second half, 18 in the ball game.
Yeah, Blackshear has really played very well tonight. Outside of that stretch where they went 8.5 minutes to not score at the end of the first half, he's really been a catalyst for the team offensively.
Yeah, he's got his 10th double-figure game against the ACC. Hadley a kick out with 10 for Hepburn. Back to Hadley, a mismatch against Campbell, who's fighting for his life at the block. Hadley got the offensive rebound. Fresh 20 for the Cards. And Hepburn will gear it down here a little bit. Frank Anselm eBay checked into the ball game. There goes Hepburn on the drive, and he'll draw the foul and end up in the lap of our camera guy. Right there on the baseline. So Blackshear will draw the foul. And for Javon, the grad transfer from Grand Canyon and Oakland, that will be his second and the third on the Bears. That'll put Hepburn at the line. So Hepburn will shoot a pair here. Sixth best free throw shooter in the ACC. Misses the front end.
Nice.
Don't forget, we've got gymnastics for you Sunday on ACC Network. Elevate the Stage. You'll get to see Alabama, Cal, Michigan State, and North Carolina at 5 o'clock. They'll be working in bars, beam, vault, and floor on ACC Network and streaming live on the ESPN app. Are you blaming me for all that?
I was asking you, what do you know about bars, beam, vault, and
I thought
floor?
Boeheim was blaming me for the curse on Hepburn.
I think that's probably true, but I don't believe in that stuff.
Okay, great.
But you did yell out nice.
Well, Chucky believes in it. That's why he thought you jinxed it.
Okay. I'll apologize later, perhaps. Christian Tucker played briefly in the first half, and Hadley stole it. And here goes Javon, layup good. He's got 9 now.
Well, Tucker was destined to turn that one over because Chucky almost took it from him.
Right.
And so once Chucky gets away from him, Hadley absolutely rips him right out on the island at half court. Is able to go down and convert it into the easy bucket.
15 to shoot for Dort. Petritis all the way along the baseline. Back for Blackshear. Oh, between the legs. Got Roos in the air.
Smart play.
And he'll shoot 2.
That's a vet move.
Crafty Javon Blackshear.
Yeah, Tucker having problems with Chucky, is able to regather it, and then of course Hadley just comes over and picks his pocket, goes in for the easy layup. Chucky was expecting to dunk, was already jumping with Hadley. Hadley choosing to lay that one in.
They got a non-ball handler bringing it up, and they made him pay.
So 24-year-old Javon Blackshear Jr. in his 6th year of college basketball knocks down the free throw. And Noah Waterman back for the Cards to replace Javon Hadley.
Effective game for Blackshear. 6 of 8 from the field, 4 of 5 from beyond the three-point arc. 19 points for him now, an opportunity to get to a dub.
Just his second double-figure game in the last 6 here tonight. And now he's tied his season high. He had 20 against the Orange. And he's got 20 here now. 16-point lead. It stays with 90 seconds to go. Or, I'm sorry, 13 minutes and change to go. And all of a sudden a foul on Blackshear. It'll be his 3rd. It's the 4th on Cal.
Chucky really straightened it out. He started slow, but he's been really solid ever since.
They probably didn't hear you at first because I had my hand on your cough button.
Oh.
Because you're over here killing this cough drop right now.
I'm trying to keep my throat going here. It's playing under duress, playing through pain.
Edwards feeds Waterman. Oh, blocked at Dort at the rim.
But we got to see, did Dort stick his hand through the rim to block that one?
Well, Louisville thinks he did.
It was close.
Here's Stojakovic on the drive, lost the handle, got it back, blocked by Scott, and followed Petritis.
One thing about this Cal team, and we talked about them taking on the personality of their coach.
Yeah.
They do not quit. They continue to play hard the entire 40 minutes, regardless of whether they're up 10 or down 14.
Right about that. Here's Edwards digging in from the left and scores.
This is a smart play by Edwards.
Yep.
Using his size to be able to score on the interior.
He's got 24. He had 27 and 10 assists against Miami last month. 16-point game again. Blackshear on the drive, slapped out of there, but it hit Hepburn. It will stay with the Golden Bears.
So we see as Dort challenges this dunk attempt by Waterman. Where is his hand? It's hard to see from that angle. Here it is. Look at our camera guys. I told you that went through. That should have been a goaltending. I saw that from live action. I knew that we had to check that one.
I can't believe he caught one right.
There you go. See, you said agreeing with me would make you wrong.
I know.
Campbell.
Hey. Everybody's right once in a while.
Even a broken clock. Yep. Twice a day, right?
Twice a day.
Almost 8 minutes gone, second half. Here's Edwards in traffic, and they crash the glass. Dort's got it. You know, Wilt Chamberlain used to call the lane the office.
It was for him because he used to do work.
I tell you what, you do not need to go in there tonight unless you expect to come out with some sort of ailment. My gosh.
And give this officiating crew a lot of credit. They've done a good job of allowing both these teams to be physical.
Campbell out of the corner knocks down another three.
The three-point shooting is absolutely picked up for the Bears in the second half. Could be too little too late, but they have got it down to 13.
Well, I'm going to tell you now, Jim and I were in Blacksburg last week.
Yeah.
And we saw a game eerily similar to this, didn't we, Jim?
Oh, yeah. If the games aren't over, it'll be hard against Louisville. But
we saw Louisville lead 12 with
used to him being on them for every play. So they're not going to, I mean, they can lose a lead. That's possible. But they're not going to be mentally losing a lead. They just might get outplayed a little bit.
I am proud of you for recognizing shoot-around earlier today.
I'm making up for all those shoot-arounds I never went to.
You know what? But you absolutely have made up for it as an announcer.
Oh, yeah.
Showing up a shoot-around.
Very attentive.
Yes.
On
and, of
time.
course, all the coaches love seeing you coming in. Everybody wants to talk to you about the zone.
Gosh, yes. Let me also say you're not making up for shoot-arounds that you had because they were never scheduled.
This is very true.
That's true.
Here's Stojakovic in traffic.
Another offensive rebound, though.
Yeah. And a held ball is going to go to Cal here. Mark Matson, I think, was looking for a foul from our veteran crew, headlined by Ted Valentine with Lee Cassell and Eric Lewis here tonight on the whistle in Louisville.
I love how you say headline.
I think Teddy was old when I was coaching. I think.
There's Theodore on the baseline.
Perfect initials. TV.
Yep.
Built for it.
Absolutely. And Stojakovic and Petritis.
And that's one of those turnovers. You got an opportunity to get it to 11, maybe even 10 with a three, and you give the basketball back. They haven't been bad with it. Only 6 turnovers in the game, but they come at crucial times when you're trying to make a run.
Sure do, don't they?
Toyakovic is a guy people were talking about being one of the best players in the league.
Coach, I was one of them
struggled.
in January.
Well,
I was there.
Well, injury took him out, and illness took him out for 4 games. And after those 4 games, he hasn't been able to return to form.
Yeah.
4 to shoot. Edwards on the attack, and a foul is going to bail out the Cards here. Ritas Petritis just picked up his 4th with 10:01 to play.
It seems like it's a 20-point game. It's not. It's 13. If you could just make a couple buckets and get a couple stops, you get under 10, then you can start thinking about winning.
I'm not sure if the staff recognizes that is Petritis' 4th foul.
And they're going to reset 20.
Stojakovic is having a heated conversation with the coaching staff over there.
He and Adam Mazzari are having a conversation about, I think, the offensive play over here on the misread with Petritis that resulted in the turnover.
But I love the fact that he's now being coached up.
Yeah. Here's Petritis off the Louisville giveaway. Campbell, this is Wilkinson for 3 and off the mark.
And he just has not had a strong performance in this game. You're talking about an all-rookie member will be for Wilkinson, averaging 20 points a game in his starts the last 11 games coming into this one.
And there's the dunk by Roos. So the freshman from D.C. on the board off the Hepburn assist.
And like he has all year, Chucky Hepburn just makes the plays to get people buckets.
Here's Blatcher now with the lead at 15 again for number 14, Louisville. Wilkinson at 16 feet, shot at 15. That kind of night for Jeremiah Wilkinson, fellas.
Chucky Hepburn attacking the paint, the nice hesitation, and then just easily drops it off. Has a choice of teammates to give that one to.
Hadley misfires on the 3. Stojakovic the rebound. He's back in the game to replace Petritis.
But look at Kenai Roos getting up, doing the job defensively, pressuring 94 feet.
Campbell trying to recover his own miss.
Let's see where this ends up.
Yep. There goes Edwards flying up and scoring.
Never mad at the short 2 points, but however, when you got your big man running that hard, Coach, I believe that's one that Scott has to get the hammer home.
I'll tell you, Edwards is just a scorer tonight. He's putting the ball in the basket.
26 for Terrence Edwards Jr. Blacksher, 10 to shoot and a 3 from the front. Back rim miss. Campbell trying to find a seam, and he's fouled by Kenai Roos. It'll be his second and the third of the half on the Cards.
And Roos getting more minutes, the injury to Rain Smith.
Yeah.
And Roos doing a very good job. We saw him with the dunk on the offensive end of the floor, but more importantly, seeing him 94 feet picking up. My guy Frank is checking in the game, Coach.
Syracuse guy, my guy.
Here comes Frank Anselman back into the ball game. And there, Rain Smith, you see him still sitting on the bench there for Louisville. Came out to lower leg injury, was listed as questionable in the first half, and has not played since exiting the game early tonight, to be honest with you.
And has a strong contingent of family and friends in the building, making a very long trip.
Yep.
It's unfortunate for him, but hopefully it's not going to be something that keeps him out long. They will be here all the way until March 25th, so we'll have the opportunity to see him at the ACC tournament as well as at least the first round of the NCAA tournament.
And there's a look at Rain, who's from Ulverstone in Tasmania, and his mom Penny and others are here. Made the 9,000-mile trek. Woo. Campbell.
And you have to look at this. Wilkinson and Stojakovic are 2 for 19.
Yeah. Out front, Roos a line drive. Kenai Roos, by the way, 12 of 47 coming into the game tonight from 3. Uh-oh, cramp for Wilkinson. Nope, turned over by Cal.
Uh-oh,
here's
going up. There it is.
Wow! They're not going. NC State right now, who beat Pitt earlier tonight, if Notre Dame loses at home to Stanford, and the Wolfpack win in Miami on Saturday, and Notre Dame loses to Cal, the law of the Wolf kicks in, and NC State would replace Notre Dame, and the Irish would not go to the ACC tournament.
The Irish have not been good at home, but I'd like them to beat Cal if it comes down to that Saturday.
Yeah.
Well, Cal is going to go to South Bend tonight after the game. They're going to travel, so they will be in South Bend for a couple of days, getting acclimated. So
that's not fun.
Well, I mean, you know, you got to play the game Saturday, Coach.
Yeah, well, you don't have to get there tomorrow.
Here's the drive by Edwards. 10 to shoot for the Cards. A lob. Oh, Chucky Hepburn just shot from the hip on that one.
Well, he saw the advantage, but he didn't throw the ball high enough to be able to get it over the top of Campbell, who was guarding Scott. That one, you just throw it as high as you possibly can, allow Scott to go get it. Uncharacteristic turnover for Chucky.
17-point lead it is for Louisville, 70-53. Cards led 15 at the break.
And let me tell you, to see the Bob Cousy Award list and there's no Chucky Hepburn on the list, it's ridiculous. I don't know who is evaluating that, but when you're talking about point guard play,
right,
this season in college basketball, I'm not sure that there's been one better than Chucky Hepburn. And when you look at this list, I love Mark Sears. I love Jones. These guys are shooting guards.
Yeah.
Clayton, of course, has had a sensational year at Florida, as well as Smith and Ziegler. But when you look at what Chucky does offensively, 6 assists per game, but also scoring more than most of these guards do, you're talking about a dynamic point guard who has his team playing their best basketball late.
2 of those guys aren't point guards. Maybe 3, but definitely not 2.
By the way, Terrence Edwards is up to 29 on his 7th 3 of the night. And the foul on Sissoko. That'll be the 7th on Cal with 5:54 to go. So free throws coming. The career high, by the way, for Edwards is 30. As a member of the Dukes at JMU, he got 30 against Georgia State a year ago in Sun Belt play.
Well, he's made it look easy tonight. He's had good shots, and he's knocked them down.
And Hadley will go to the stripe after the Sissoko foul, and Lee Dort's going to come back in. Tell you what, Terrence Edwards is helping his All-ACC candidacy here down the stretch, Corey.
He really is, and when you consider what he's been able to do throughout this season, look at the last 9 games, averaging close to 20 a game, and that's going to go up 29 and counting right now. His season high with the Cards was 27.
Yeah, Miami.
So he's already passed that one up. But the job that he's been doing defensively, if you think about what he's done this game alone, Wilkinson hasn't been able to get anything going, and you got to give Edwards a tremendous amount of credit on that as well.
Petritus couldn't finish the second chance for Cal off an offensive rebound. By the way, the Miami game was the game that Hepburn did not play in. Here's the turnover. Now Blackshear at the other end. Oh, nice shot there. And layup by Javon Blackshear.
Way to avoid the foul, Edwards. Playing in foul trouble, just jumps right over the top of Blackshear to make sure as Blackshear smiles on the way back.
Terrence went Edwin Moses on Blackshear. 20-point lead for the Cards. Hadley on the drive. Foul by Petritus. That'll be it for Reedus Petritus.
You know nobody listening knows who Edwin Moses is.
Coach, it's late. We got folks that remember Edwin Moses.
I doubt it.
Just cleared him.
Yeah, he did.
With good form.
So Petritus is done. And Reedus checks out with 5:07 to play. And a 20-point Louisville lead. And here comes Maudy Sissoko back.
2 big guys.
Wow, they're going to play Dort and Sissoko together here, Corey.
Well, we mentioned that earlier when we were talking about the way Mahoney struggled when he got his opportunities in the first half. Was 0 for 3, 0 for 2 from 3.
Right.
And so we mentioned that Mark Madsen at some point may go with the 2 bigs on the floor, but I'll tell you what's going to happen. Every shot is going to come from the 3 perimeter players,
right?
But it's going to be an issue trying to keep those 2 guys off the offensive glass if they don't make them.
Waterman and Sissoko were already locking arms over here, Jim, before the first free throw.
Well, they're going to get opportunities to rebound because Cal can't make any shots. So there'll be rebound opportunities. When you got Wilkinson and Stojakovic 2 for 22, there's going to be some offensive rebound opportunities.
Kadir Traore, 25 in the white, checks back in for the Cards. All right, so let's see how this offense works with Dort and Sissoko.
Get
a shot up. That's
Get
it.
Get
it on the glass.
And now we got Scott and Dort locked up.
And see, one thing's for certain is you can't see
Sissoko now peacemaker.
Yeah,
but we saw Scott's head moving, but you can't see if he's talking because he's got the mask on.
Right.
And so now they're going to go over and look at was there anything extracurricular. The officials going to check the monitor on the action between Scott and Dort on the last possession.
Yeah. So before they go to the monitor, a quick discussion with our 3 officials.
Starts early.
Call on the floor is a common foul on 0. The play is under further review.
So you do see a swat there from Dort, but the question is, does the foul beforehand with Scott grabbing Dort precede Dort retaliating?
So
this is a better angle for us to be able to see. You see the swipe through, but then, so now that's a little extra. You see the slap down over the top by Dort. Later, that's what got Scott's temperature up a little bit. But the original foul, I can see that being called on Scott, but would not be shocked if there was something extra.
So the crowd gets a look at the review. And we'll show you what we have here.
This could be similar. Okay, so watch. There's the foul, right? But afterwards, is there something additional from Dort that warrants a technical foul?
We're going to find out.
All right, so All right.
Yeah.
So Eric Lewis has sorted it out.
And he has said that I was exactly right, Coach. I need you to say that I was right
a couple
again.
times tonight. That's above your average.
But that's exactly what it is. A common foul on Scott, but then there's going to be...
After further review, we have a common foul on white 0 and a dead ball contact technical foul on blue 34. That will result in 2 shots for white and possession of the ball.
All right, so there you have it.
So now here's my next question. Did Teddy Valentine get demoted as Lee Cassell takes over the microphone, or is it just based upon who's called?
I think they both. No, I think
Okay.
they both like to come to the microphone, so they just split it up.
Well, if I'm grading them, I'm going to go with Lee. Lee did a little better job on the mic than Teddy did on his first time.
Teddy got a lot going on tonight.
Teddy's running for mayor in Louisville. He's talking to the fans, the cheerleaders, the coaches, everybody.
He's built quite a constituency in the building, I can tell you that.
He's not at a loss for words.
Here is Edwards at the line.
First game I ever had, Teddy gave me a technical on the first play down the court.
I'm sure you deserve it.
And I said, Teddy, he said, I just wanted to show you can't yell at me. I said, Teddy, I wasn't yelling at you. I was yelling at that guy over there. And he said, I don't care. That's the only technical he ever called on.
Career high now for Edwards, by the way. 31 for Terrence Edwards. And the crowd applauding the career high. So the technical foul against Dort. That was the free throws, and now Louisville gets the ball because the foul was issued to Scott.
Right, but they're not shooting. They're not in the bonus yet, so there's not going to be free throws, so the technical foul offsets it.
So the guy fouls them and nothing happens. There's no penalty, and then they get 2 shots on the ball. That's good.
That means you can't retaliate, Coach. Don't get upset about being fouled.
It didn't look like he did that much. I wouldn't even call it.
Waterman coming up on 4.5 to go and knocked away, and Sissoko runs it down. So here's Wilkinson, who's had a rough night from the floor. So is Stojakovic, for that matter. Jeremiah the 3, and that's good.
It's good for him to see one go down. Yeah. Remember, there will be a game for the Bears Saturday in South Bend. Yep. And so, again, at this point in the game, you're starting to build for that next one, trying to get some confidence going after what's been a struggle here.
Inside, Scott missed the layup. Going to get
that mask on. If he didn't need it, he wouldn't have been wearing it from the beginning.
Yeah,
right.
I'm surprised.
So Scott got the back end of the opportunity.
Not many people have been able to play successfully with those masks on.
Rip wouldn't take it off, Coach.
Yep, Rip was one.
Yeah, Rip
Hamilton.
Would not take it off.
I know he made a lot of them against me. I can tell you that. I remember.
There's the drive. Wilkinson couldn't finish. He got knocked around. Got his own rebound. Back up in traffic. He'll draw the foul. Now, so those of you, James Scott, that's his 4th foul, by the way, 6th on Louisville. Scott suffered an injury against Miami to his mouth. Had some teeth knocked loose. He had some oral surgery done. He was wearing the mask. It's padded around his kind of below the nose, around the mouth, and that kind of thing. But for him, as Corey said, to take it off,
yeah, because the reality behind it is, if he were in a position where he didn't need it, he wouldn't have worn it for the first 36 minutes of this game.
Correct.
And so, you know, if I'm on the coaching staff, I'm like, hey, here's a reminder, put this mask back on. We need you, especially down the stretch. Of course, a big game here on Saturday with Stanford coming in. Maxime Reynaud, who will be a first-team All-ACC performer, looking to end his regular season, his last regular season, the right way, and heading into the ACC tournament.
And both the Cardinals, both the Cardinal and the Golden Bears, in fact, all 3 of the new members of the ACC will be in Charlotte next week,
which I'm happy for when you consider the travel. I'm just not happy about the fact that there will be players who participated in the ACC this season that don't get an opportunity to play in the ACC tournament.
That's a bad thing. If you want to expand. But once you make that expansion, everybody needs to be in the tournament. And it can be done. It's a little more Costs a little more money, maybe a little more time, but you have to allow teams to play in the tournament.
Agreed. That's a privilege. That's part of it. When you go out and you're recruiting players and you get an opportunity to say, hey, listen, you have a chance to play in the ACC, the most tradition-rich conference ever. And when you think about that, playing in the ACC tournament, the granddaddy of all conference tournaments, you want to have that opportunity.
Yeah, it's for the players, period.
And we're going to get a foul here in the final 2.5. And that's on Jeremiah Wilkinson. So Mark Madsen at his bench now sees his rookie send Terrence Edwards to the line, who's got a career high tonight. And he's 2 for 2 at the free throw line. Edwards has been terrific, and he was terrific early when Louisville didn't have a whole lot with him.
He scored them all.
Yeah. Likewise, Cal got Javon Blackshear going. Edwards eventually got some help. Blackshear didn't get a whole lot of help early.
He really did not, but he made 5 of the first 6 field goals for the Cards, and 4 of those were 3-point field goals. So when you consider really he was the guy that was the catalyst offensively, but continues to do the job defensively for the Cards as well.
Tucker for Wilkinson. A 3 from the right.
Ooh. Ouch.
Short.
That shot hurts.
And with 2:15 to go, it is a 17-point Louisville lead. And I think the Cards can look ahead to a 17th conference win and a 24th overall here. Edwards, it rolled off the iron, and Dort tried to make the save. And it's out of bounds. It'll stay with Louisville. Well, what a night it's been for Terrence Edwards. 32 points, 11 of 19. 7 of 11 from 3, Corey.
Now, Coach, if we follow your theory,
yes,
like with Chucky having 37 last time out, struggling a little bit today offensively, are we going to see struggles from Terrence Edwards on his senior night on Saturday?
No, I don't think so. I think that happens sometimes, but I don't think it will.
Okay.
He's locked in right now.
Well, Wes and I will be here during that game, so we're going to quote you
I'll text
on that
you.
one as well.
I'm predicting he comes out and has a real solid game.
A couple of free throws coming for Edwards. Don't forget, ACC championships on ACC Network continue on Sunday at 8 o'clock. The ACC Wrestling Championships from Cameron Indoor Stadium in Durham. Coverage of the final starts at 8 o'clock Eastern on ACC Network and always on the ESPN app.
And meanwhile, somebody from Notre Dame made a 3 to put him up with 18 seconds to go, and I don't know who the player is.
Cole Serta.
Covered Notre Dame this year.
Cole Serta, who's been playing a lot here late.
Really?
Off of Micah Shrewsbury's bench. We saw him in the briefly in that SMU game a couple weeks ago. Didn't score, but did play.
Well, his son's out, so they needed to go to somebody.
Yep. Chucky Hepburn's done. Pretty good night. 16 points, 7 rebounds, 5 assists for Hepburn.
All league first team point
Yes, sir.
guard.
Yep.
No debate.
Here is Tucker for Dort. Out of a double team of Anselm, and he sails it into seats.
Yeah. It'll be tough to get to that one.
One thing that Louisville does, they double team quite a bit, and they get back and recover. They don't usually give up like a guy cutting to the basket. They do a great job of double and getting back to their man, and that hurts low post trying to score.
Yeah, they work on their double team, their post traps, and whenever you have a coach with the energy of Pat Kelsey, you don't have a choice but to play with that type of energy.
And what he said today in the shoot-around, before the shoot or after the shoot-around, that they practice that trap every day, even early in the year, so that it's ready. It's not something you just put in for a game. That's something you have to do, whether you're doing that or pressing. You just can't put it in for a day or two. You have to kind of work on it most of the year.
Edwards to the line for 2 more. Remember now, Hepburn had, 37 here on Saturday.
He's trying to catch up with Chucky.
Yeah, Terrence Edwards knocks this down. He's going to have 36.
Tell you what, if Terrence Edwards comes out and has a performance anywhere near like this on Saturday, he could be that 5th member on that first team all day. Because, again, you consider that Louisville is absolutely going to be a top 3 team, but could be the champ, could be the #1 seed. And so when you look at that, This is an opportunity for him to make a name for himself and be on that first team.
Absolutely. You're right. 3 balls deep, Wilkinson.
Too late.
Yep. 8 for Wilkinson in the half, 11 in the game. He's got his 13th straight double-figure game. But it's a 17-point contest.
Yeah, the problem is with this one, it took him 15 field goal attempts to be able to get there. He only made 2 of them.
Hadley on the drive, will bounce it in. 10.5 for Hadley. He's got 17 tonight. Campbell skips it. Mahoney a 3, air ball. So Spencer Mahoney misses from deep, and Notre Dame has just beaten Stanford. So Notre Dame will go to the ACC tournament.
And the darling of last year, NC State, will not get back.
That is correct. So the field for Charlotte has been determined before the final play date in the regular season calendar.
But seeding still not determined.
We are a long way from that
on Saturday.
Let me tell you, we are a long way from seeding.
All right, let's just hold it out here and let it go. No, we're not going to do that?
No, sir.
Well, you got to get one of the guys that hasn't played a shot.
Yeah, we got Aiden McCool. Our man Patrick Antonelli's on the floor. Logan Sherman is out there. Or Cole Sherman and Spencer Legg have all come on the floor.
With 30 seconds to go and you're ahead at home, you just hold the ball.
And they're out there with Abubakar Traore, by the way.
And Aiden McCool will not get a trillion.
Nope. Aiden McCool, by the way, tonight's his 24th game, native of Charleston. He played 12 games a year ago, did not attempt a field goal. Coach, I like that kind of restraint. Man who knows his role.
I think Corey went 12 seconds in one game that he didn't shoot. It was like unusual.
Absolutely. 12 is a great number to go to, by the way, Coach.
Matt Dessler going to check in for Matt Dessler's going to check in here for Cal. He's a senior from Oakland. He's playing for the 4th time this year.
I think when Corey decided to go to Virginia, he had in his contract that he would take the first shot. Yeah, you know, verbal contract.
I'll stop you at the line, Coach. Keep telling it, because that's the truth, my man.
Well,